What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Muhammad Ali, who just recently passed away at 74 after battling Parkinson's for 32 years. You know, pretty much this is what I remembered of Muhammad Ali. Growing up, obviously it was a very tumultuous time. The civil rights movement in the 60s, bro. The things that he said, some people have different depictions of what he is, but that's why I had to really relax myself and take my time before I spoke about him, because I was really, really young, just, watching older people talk about him. I had some people tell me he was a draft dodger. Some people tell me, he's prejudiced because he doesn't want, to hang around white people, all the stuff like that. People don't seem to understand, still to this day, that it's very, very tough when your people are being killed, not only because of the color of their skin, but because people feel that they're not supposed to have the same rights. And that's pretty much what it was all about. And he was one of those guys that would say something that people would be like, wow, what the F? I remember like looking on a freaking the tube screen TV, the things he was saying, and it's like, what? He's saying that to white folk? Like, he was doing things that you would just be like, all right, we finna see this dude killed within the next couple hours. Like, I don't know what he's doing. And it was an embodiment of strength. And these are the photos, that I really have depictions of him, him knocking people out. People don't remember the greatness of what he was, because he was so, at his time, a lot of people weren't around. Like myself, I wasn't around, so I couldn't actually, I had to go back and look at it and learn history and see some of the stuff that used to come out regularly on TV back in the day, because he was always making news. He was always on the show. But this is what Parkinson disease does. Parkinson's is a very dangerous disease. It's so bad what it does to the body. It basically kills you. It rots you from the inside out. And just to see the strength that he had to maintain and to fight with this disease for 32 years. For 32 years. Listen, this is the thing. A lot of people, it's sort of like an embarrassing thing. And because people are so prideful, it's very, very hard to go outside and know that, people know that you have this disease. But the amount of awareness, the amount of money that he raised for Parkinson's, the amount of things that he did when he didn't have to do it. He didn't have to do it. He could have just said, you know what, I was the greatest of all time. I was this, I was that. I'm going to go back into my cave, lock myself in the door, and never come out. He didn't do that. He showed that his strength was more than just what he was when he was young. And, what he said, the things that, he wanted equal rights. It wasn't like he wanted to say that black people were more powerful than whites or what. He just wanted equal rights. He had enough of people dying. This guy is from, Louisville. Like, you guys got to understand, the South is a crazy place. It's a very, very crazy place. And, back in the 60s, it was a lot worse, but, a lot of the same things still go on. Let's not fool ourselves about, what we want to make believe and things like that. But I'm going to tell you this, man. He really showed me through that time, even though it hurt me. It hurt me to see him battle this heinous disease. It really hurt me. Because as a young man, I remember him being a symbol of strength. And it wasn't like he didn't lose matches. And he never made excuses for losing matches. He always said, look, the guy whipped me. He whipped me. You know what I'm saying? I remember that stuff. Like, you can never forget these things because it's historic. And you're looking at somebody do these things and you're saying to yourself, how the hell is he getting away with it? But all together, it was done with no malice. You know what I'm saying? If you were his enemy, you were his enemy. He said some really controversial things about police. And, people look at it like, okay, this guy he's against police. He's against it. When you're seeing, keep in mind, it's during the civil rights movement. Most of these things was happening. Malcolm X, a lot of these things that I wasn't alive for, that I had to research myself because my schools wouldn't teach it. A lot of the things that I was able to learn, it was way after I got out of school, because they wouldn't make you understand exactly what was going on. Similar to a lot of things that happened within our communities, black communities and things like that. People don't know what black history is because a lot of it has been removed from the books. A lot of the things that are available to us are watered down things that don't really display the things that were happening. And it was certain people that were able to speak up and not care and survive. Just keep in mind, bro, for 32 years, he died at 74. For 32 years, he battled Parkinson's in the public eye. We all, no matter what your race, ethnicity, no matter what, everybody can get Parkinson's. Everyone can get it. And a lot of people just don't go outside. They don't do anything. They lock themselves in. They feel like they have to shut themselves in. This is the power of a champ. This is the power of a champion. This is what makes Muhammad Ali different from anyone else. When you say the greatest of all time, a lot of people say it about Michael Jordan, things like that. There's no comparison to me in my mind when it comes to the greatest of all time for what he did for everyone, because he made it recognizable that you can treat everyone like a human being. It's besides boxing. He used boxing to reach people, obviously, like a lot of people do. They wait until they have an outlet to reach someone and reach the masses, reach the people. But it's not like his message was distorted with hate. A lot of people may say that, but if you're on the other side of the coin, just like a lot of other cultures that came to the United States of America and you were once treated a certain way, you would feel the same way. A lot of the organizations and the gangs and the private things that were created in the US was because of prejudice. If you look at the history books, everybody wasn't treated, fairly. No, regardless of what culture you weren't treated fairly. You know what I'm saying? Let's not fool ourselves about that. But he brought a lot of attention to a lot of things that was going on at that time. And I really thank him for the things that he did during the civil rights movement to help some people get, an understanding that people should be treated together as human beings. They shouldn't be, okay, this guy is black, we shouldn't have colored, it shouldn't be separated. That's what I thank him for the most. But even throughout his life, towards the latter days, to be out there and to show that strength and that courage when you were such a powerful figure, that there's no words for that. I can't begin to speak about, I've seen people with Parkinson's, like they don't want to interact. They don't want to do anything. And when you are such an icon and the things that you've meant to a nation of people and individuals, and you're still able to display yourself and be cognizant of what you're doing, and the same individuals that you knew prior to Parkinson's still show them that you know who they are, still go to events to raise money, go see children, show them love, show black women that, you are special in a time where everything is just booties and hoes, to show little kids of all colors, you can be what you want to be. You can dream. You can achieve it. That to me is more powerful than anything he did in his earlier days. Because it's not about when you're on top and you can, positively and 100% understand and be controlled, and have complete control over your actions and everything that you're doing, and you choose to do stuff. It's when you're down and out and you still choose to do it that shows strength, vigor, and passion and courage. That is unbelievable what this man was able to display throughout his battle with Parkinson's. And as much as it hurts me to see everybody's photo with him during that time, I have to acknowledge the fact that to me showed me that Muhammad Ali was the strongest man that I've ever known. And when I say known, it's just like going throughout his life and following what he's done and seeing him in his elder days and how everything, culminated to the way that he even asked for these final shots of him to be taken. It's unbelievable what this man was, and the strength and the empowerment and the attention that he brought to a disease that it's so heinous And we should do more research into it, because a lot of our grandparents or even younger people, by the day of being diagnosed with Parkinson's, and it's such a very, very bad disease. And I'm at a loss of words for what Muhammad Ali meant to me as a man, a person. It's unbelievable to actually see a man that was so powerful in his heyday leave even more powerful with the impact that he left us with when he wasn't in a state that most people can do it. If that doesn't make you the greatest of all time, I don't know what does. Until next time, one love.